of high authority, of high regard in self, of self, for self, with yourself, to yourself, of yourself. I just like doing that. But taking in that realization and understanding that in a complete master. So we're recognizing that we're getting all these spiritual gifts, that I can heal myself and that I can be around healing energy, that a resolution is coming, a secret is being revealed, all of these things. And what I plan and I'm going to get the pregnancy of is going to be something to celebrate. It's going to be great. It's going to be phenomenal. I can be a complete master of myself and of moving forward, right? It says this is about a living mascot, a self-transformation. Again, the only constant thing is change, okay? It says they do not waste energy or resources. So again, if you know the self-love is top tier, but you haven't been able to give it to yourself because you feel like there's burnout or you're not able to, ask for help, ask for support. Be outward and honest about that, right? But it's about allowing yourself to not waste your energy and just sit in there. This person had enough energy to drop it over the board. Why? You got enough energy to drive and make actions out of daddy issues, out of doubt, out of fear, out of excuses. You have enough energy for all that. You use the same exact energy. I think I was just either talking to myself or I actually recorded it, but we forget that depression is also a manifester, a very powerful one, the same as believing in yourself is. Depression is a manifester of anxiety, of self-sabotaging, of doubt, of fear, of stagnation, of going recluse inside of self and not actually looking at self. That is a manifester and very powerful one. That's why people have depressing episodes, depression seasons, or they just have ongoing depression, because it is a manifester. And unless we start to uproot the things that are pushing us in that sense of mundane life or activity, that is what we're going to be manifesting. So allowing yourself to not waste your energy. Stop being hard-headed and go do what you need to do, right? It says this card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. Again, that new journey, that new beginning, the new awakening, the spiritual cleanse, that healing of it all, okay? When we are in balance, we are the epitome of peace and strength. Calm your tits. Be charismatic, right? When you're out of balance, we are withdrawn. We are the hermit. We feel like we're hiding from ourselves. No, you are withdrawn, but you cannot ever be alone. Ever. But you're also too serious, right? And when you're too serious, you start making excuses. You start trying to control everything. You start trying to do all this, and it just doesn't work. So bring into balance daily meditation and friendship. Again, ask for help if you need it. Meditation, Kundalini yoga, things of that sort. Allow yourself to center yourself within yourself. Like I said, people like, I'm fun to be around, but do you even want to be around yourself? Right? The last card that we have is the Swan. No, I'm going the right direction. All right? No. I can't stand when it be hiding. Oh my God. The Swan is water. I do this all the time. Not all the time. Let me stop saying that. But sometimes I do this. The Swan is water. Why did I feel air? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to read the Swan. Not really in order, but in order enough for us to take a realization. Look, sometimes you got to go back. That's 666. Sometimes you got to go back and reflect and recognize, okay, what's going on. So we have effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, and elegant power, which comes with the regality, which comes with the temple, which comes with the pregnancy, which comes with the new psychic abilities, which comes with the relief, which comes with the courageousness, which comes with all of those things, right? It says, this represents heightened creativity, right? It says, an inner voice is waiting to be heard, and inner vision is likely to be revealed. And that only comes when we are calm. Because if we're doubting ourselves, we're going to doubt what we're told. If we're confused, we're going to start confusing ourselves. And we have to make a decision, but we don't actually trust or ground it in ourselves. We're not going to make the right decision. So it comes with being patient, that daily meditation, that journaling, that stretching, that ready to live my life the way I'm following, right? It says, the swan is ready to take us to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. It says this potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly, which again leads to the lion, which is we do not waste energy, we do not waste resources, right? So start putting it there. When we are in balance, we have infinite creative power. Like I said, with the feminine divine card, the void, it's expansive. It's the void. It's, you keep putting stuff in and more is going to come out, and you don't know the bottom of it because there technically is no bottom. With the snake, it was just full circle, him eating but him living, him eating him. It's that. It's infinite. 888 is also a number, something that is infinite, but that also reaps abundance, reaps rewards. Okay? When we are out of balance, we're agitated, irritated, frustrated, not elevated. I just wanted to say another one. Snippy, right? Which also leads to us being scrappy, us being petty, and lacking vision. Again, this person throwing it over the balcony couldn't see the vision for themselves of what they wanted and what they truly desired. So to bring into balance, solo time and writing. And people think solo time is okay, I can stay in my room. And solo time is, again, going out, taking yourself out on a date, having fun, doing what you want to do, and blessing yourself in that way. Be real with yourself. Be real with yourself and stop being hard-headed. Be real with yourself. Okay? The final cards that we're going to do is we're just going to see what our energy is going to be like this weekend. Our mood, should I say. Our energy, our mood, things of that sort. Let's go ahead. Spirit, what is our energy going to be like this week? Spirit, what is our energy going to be like this weekend? Ooh. What is our spiritual energy going to be like this weekend? I'm liking this energy. I'm liking this energy a lot. I'm loving this energy. Okay. Okay. We're going to organize them physical, mental, physical, intuitive, and energetic. So I'm going to read the energetic and transformational flow. This is the energy that we are currently have inside of us, and that we're using to transform our lives in a sense of itself. So we have sensual. Okay, and when you're sensual, you are connected to the pleasure and senses of being in touch with yourself. So it's not just something that's sexual, it's knowing yourself to the deepest and highest regard. It literally says we want to slow down and soften and be giving to yourself. So give a little, get a little. So again, if we want to tap more into ourselves, be more grounded, it's time to be a little bit more sensual. Be more kind, have more grace, have more patience. Start speaking up for ourselves, start doing for ourselves and what we want. And then we can also know what we're asking for. If you want to tap more into the sensuality, you want to use rhodo or crocite. I don't know how to pronounce that, but work with me. You can use orange kyanite, or you want to use Shiva ligma, and then fire opal. If you want to know exactly what these mean, I typically only read what the help with on my actual podcast. So you would have to listen to that if you want to read this, because I have done this card a few times and read what they do. But again, fire opal, Shiva Ligma, orange kyanite, and rhodochrosite. Okay? Intuitive emotions, probably like discouraged and empathetic. Intuitive emotions are what, again, we're feeling inside of ourselves. And sometimes that's why we also got the courage card, because that is what the Spirit is blessing us with courage to still push forward and to still do what we need, but to also be patient and understanding with ourselves and the empathy of it all. To understand others' emotions but not take it on, and still live for ourselves, right? So in the intuitive emotion is discouraged. Sometimes it literally says discouragement halts progress, which again comes with the turtle and the realization that we're making excuses. The realization that we are the problem. All right? We have to recognize this as discouragement elicits self-doubt to creep in and cause us to question whether we were on the right path to begin with. We already just got the card that we are. We're on the right path to self, for self, and guiding in that. Do not get discouraged on your path. Okay? Yeah. So the crystals or stones you want to use is wolfenite, tiger's eye, Fadine quartz, and selenite. Okay? For empathetic, again, that's wanting to understand your emotions and understand other people's emotions, of course, but not take them on. And it also comes with understanding our emotions and why we're feeling this way, why we acted out this way, why we did what we did, but not allowing it to lead and guide ourselves. Just allowing ourselves to understand it and taking a logical, airy approach to it with communication, understanding, and results, right? And the crystals or stones you want to use for that is hemimorphite, chrysanthemum stone, spinel, and pink halite or halite. Okay? We'll do the physical emotions of what we're feeling. So the physical emotions will kind of be a little bit all over the place, but we're going to get there. So the first physical emotion is calm. Calm. It's relaxing the body. It's relaxing the mind. It's allowing yourself to, again, create that ease and connection to yourself. So it's giving a lot of self-reflection this weekend of what we're going to doing, but a lot of self-pleasure, a lot of joy, just allowing ourselves to just truly, again, tap into the void, pull it out, and speaking the fuck up in an expressive way for ourselves. So calm. And when we're calm, again, in the physical body, because I always say the body is sometimes the last thing to heal from anything, right? When we get triggered, sometimes we feel it in our body, even after or during or before it even hits our mental or why we were triggered in the first place. Sometimes it takes a lot of self-reflection, but oh, that's why. You know? But our body be like, oh. So allowing ourselves to be calm in the body. Do that yoga, do that meditation, okay? What you will want to work with is rose quartz, larimar, naprodite, and watermelon tourmaline. Okay, those are some things that help you with having a calm, centered energy. We got lazy. Again, with that lion, with the swan, we do not want to have this energy and not use it. For what purpose? For what meaning? For what way? We want to not be lazy. We want to make sure that we do not lack motivation. We are not doing self-sabotaging behavior. Okay? I said literally will cloud out a sense of purpose. So again, when we're calm, we do not want to confuse that with laziness. And when we're lazy, we do not want to confuse that with being calm. When you're calm, you can still move. You can still do shit. You just have a sense of self, a sense of relaxation, a sense of groundedness within there, right? But laziness can lead to being discouraged because you're not moving. You're stagnant. So you'll want to work with malachite, epidote, halidor, and zincite, or just a regular quartz. Okay? Next one we have is lonely, which is also another physical moment. Like I said, you're never alone, ever. Even with the hermit, when you're self-reflecting and doing that, you're never alone. right? So you want to recognize that sometimes it says we may become lonely and isolated as a form of protection, or if we're in a relationship that lacks emotional depth that we truly desire. And that can again be with relationships, and that can also be with yourself. As I'm starting on my healing process a while ago, I realized I lacked emotional depth of myself. I didn't even want to cry about myself. I didn't even want to look at myself. I didn't want to think about those things. So that realization that I was putting myself in this lonely state and pushing people away from me as well while I was going through that. And that caused me to be even more lonely and not recognize my true self and feeling that way, which is physical. All right? So we want to work with copper, epidotes, celestial quartz, and charoite. Right? The next one that we have is optimistic. We love this card. We love optimism. We love it. We love it. We love it because it's seeing the silver lining. It's seeing the brighter side. It says it's a parent of playfulness. It's infectious. It puts joy on circumstances and situations. It allows the seed of manifestation to help co-create and shape reality for us. So again, it's recognizing who we are. It's us not being hard-headed. It's realizing I'm a temple and I deserve to be honored and adorned and respected and to forgive myself, that there's actually always a way out. There's always a new beginning. There's always a resolution to something. And I am more optimistic. I'm starting to feel this in my body. So again, this is also with our weekly reading. It can go two ways. Am I going to be lazy and feel alone? Or am I going to be calm? You can also feel calm and feel alone as well. Ooh, excuse me. But being optimistic about everything of your circumstances is putting, again, that faith and hope behind your actions. Okay? The next we have is playful. What did I say? They go hand in hand. Optimistic and playful. So again, just take yourself on a date. It says, when you're playful, you can be transported to a place where you are free to be your authentic self. Yeah? Yeah. So again, it is, again, that sensuality, if that's the energy that you are feeling, and that's the energy you're putting out, that's going to transform your surroundings. And sensual, again, is tapping into yourself, understanding yourself, knowing yourself, and loving yourself, being rooted in yourself, and allowing yourself to be truly, truly, truly expressive in all ways and in all things. Right? Right? So you want to work with carnelian, Fadine quartz, Lemurian seed crystal, come on now, seed, and green colloidite. All right, and that is our physical emotions. That's kind of some of the feelings that we'll be feeling this weekend. Sometimes we can feel all of those as well. I want to say that we feel all those emotions at a point in time. We're just recognizing. Now, our mental, let's get into that. Our mental is anxious. Again, that anxiety, and what will help with that is being playful, being more sensual, being more optimistic, and calm. Calm. Because anxiety comes from trying to control everything and then being disappointed with what we're not able to control or the expectation that we had laid out in the forefront. And that's just the truth. So anxious, right? It says it's rooted in the inability to take action in life. So again, that's why I said stop being hard-headed. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do, right? It says we want to use snowflake obsidian, black kyanite, pyrite, and red jasper. And as I'll say it again while I'm doing the mental cards, what you think, you'll speak. What you speak, you'll become. If I'm feeling anxious in my mental, I need to meditate. I need to be calm. I need to be a little bit more centered. I said it yesterday in my podcast. I cannot control everything, and I don't want to. I cannot control everything mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, sexually. I cannot control everything. It is impossible for me to. That's how we also got it takes two card, because self-love is top tiered, but sometimes I can't take a break or take a moment, and I need to ask for help. I need to speak out. I need to take a recognition of that. However that's pretty. However we have inspired. Like I said, the new beginning, that awakening, that full moon, that relief. that clarity coming in for us that inspired that infinite creativity, right? Just regal, just ready to take an adventure and explore. So when you're inspired, it says, ooh, I'm gonna read this because we are literally in it. Like the arrival of springtime. What did I say? The pregnancy, new ideas. When nature is actively budding with new life and fertility. Come on. New life, new beginnings, new psychic abilities, new luck, all of it, right? It's the feeling of being inspired. Encapsulates a clean emotional space, spiritual cleansing, that healing, that recognition, okay? It is like that. It is an emotional state. It says, I'm going to read all of this one. Inspiration frees us from past limitations, and a plethora of potential lives within its growth. What do we say? Untapped potential, right? Which means all we got to do is and crack it open. It's untapped. Doesn't mean it cannot be. I'm sorry, I just had a thought of tapping. Naughty. Not my nose ring coming off. But yes, and undoubtedly, untapped potential lives within its growth, undoubtedly propelling us forward, again, forgiving ourselves and moving forward, right? That's mental. If we're feeling anxious, it's time to get a little inspired. It's time to get a little more creative. It's time to take a little bit more reflection and into self. Okay? You'll want to use Tibetan black quartz. Picture jasper. I don't even know if that was a real thing. And celestial quartz, or just a regular quartz. Next thing you have is intellectual. And I always like to say intellectual is not something that is limited. And they also say it on this card, it's not something limited, that is just book smart. Intellectual in creativity, intellectual in how to be emotionally aware, intellectual in how to manage finances, intellectual in how to do yoga. Intellectual is just something that you gathered the research, the information, and the knowledge, and now you're using it, and now you're also sharing it, right? It is a way of expressing yourself and what you know inside. It's a way to be able to be creative in your problem solving, in your thinking, in your being, right? It also says, and express a high level of emotional intelligence, and you're able to communicate well, which also comes with the air, speaking the fuck up, being sensual and knowing who you are and understanding that, right? We want to use black tourmaline, labradorite, green apatite. That's all I'm saying. I don't know who that is. Okay, sorry. Don't do that. And azurite. Okay. So that is intellectual. Is our mental. You want to expand on all of these things and get rid of some. So if I'm feeling anxious in my mind, I'm going to feel calm in my body. If I'm feeling inspired in my mind, I'm going to feel playful and optimistic in my body. If I'm feeling intellectual in my mind, I'm going to feel energetic and empathetic and sensual in all these other ways, right? So we have enlightened, new awakening, new beginnings, new spiritual gifts, right? It's the mental state of enlightenment, promises a deeper purpose in life. Enlightenment peels away labels to reveal the raw essence of the divine self and soul, right? And what we're going to use is spirit quartz, cinnabar, you fucking with me, fulgurites, and motivites. Okay? And this is this realization that we have choices. There's always a way out. There's always a way of doing something. But are we ready to do it? Are we going to stop being hard-headed with ourselves, with our guides, our ancestors, the universe, and actually start taking forth? treating ourselves like a temple and adorning ourselves, giving ourselves offerings, giving ourselves respect, giving ourselves love, being truthful and honest, recognizing that I need to heal and stop living my life in regards to the daddy issues I have, to the mother issues I have, to the family issues I have, to relationships and trust issues that I have, to the doubt within myself. Am I going to be more courageous, more open? This is all for this weekend, from Friday to Sunday. So recognize that. Allow yourself to be the healer, but also heal you. Allow yourself to have that spiritual cleanse and trusting in yourself. Allow the full moon, whether it is it or not, which of course it isn't, to come to that resolution of things. Allow that courage to come through all that doubt, through all that fear, and allow that fresh air to come through with the logic, the communication, the understanding, and allow your new psychic abilities to come into you. This will also help you with gaining luck. Luck be a lady tonight in relief, okay? So that was the emotions that we'll be feeling, what is working for us, what's not working for us this weekend, what is currently going on in our life this weekend, and also what Spirit is looking for, okay? So I hope that you enjoyed this as I did, and I love you guys.